But we got a football game to talk about on Saturday, Jay. What are going to be some keys to the game for the Oklahoma Sooners against Alabama? Let's discuss coming up next on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Jay, what's a key to the game for the Oklahoma Sooners defense against the Alabama Crimson Tide?
The biggest thing is watching out for the deep pass. You cannot let Ryan Williams cook you. You need to know where he is at all time. This kind of goes back to the conversation we had around Missouri, John. When we played against Missouri, Luther Burden was moving around, and I said it straight up. I understand that sometimes you want to play zone to kind of give people some rest or whatnot, but if there's one player you need to know is where he's at all times, it's Luther Burden. The one time we decide to not know where he was at, guess what? Got a deep pass on us. So when you go up against a team like this now, Kendrick Law, you got Jeremy Bernard. There's some solid wide receivers. The tight end room is actually pretty solid. But in the running back room, I mean, from Haynes as well as Jam, the other running back, Jam Miller he's shot up on the depth chart. The good thing is we ain't seen Richard Young yet, the freshman, who terrifies me just because his name is Richard Young. That's a name of a running back, and I don't know why. It's really weird. But John, the biggest thing for us is knowing where Ryan Williams is on the field. Just know what that dude is. Someone needs to keep an eye on him. If you see him cross your path, he's mine now. If he goes all the way across, next guy, he's mine now. Just someone pay attention where he is. That's probably the number one thing. You know where Ryan Williams is. That means you'll have a good idea of what Jalen Milroe is going to do. And then from there, you got to stop the run. Jalen Milroe is going to try to scramble like crazy. Find somebody, I'm telling you, steal it from what Texas did to us. Have a linebacker that spies, and as soon as he can find the hole within the way that the pocket is set, fill it. Make Milroe go other directions. And I promise you, you'll do a better job than most when it comes to containing him. That's what I'm looking at. What do you see as a good key for this team?
Yeah, I think if you're able to slow down Jalen Milroe and you're able to prevent the explosive play, you'll have a chance defensively to get off the field.
Yep.
It's a really good Alabama team. It's good up front along the offensive line. It's got good skill talent. And Jalen Milroe is playing good ball right now. He's playing efficient ball. So finding ways to create some negative plays when Jalen Milroe is trying to run, playing contain, don't let him get outside the pocket and scramble because he is dangerous in that front. He has more runs for first downs than anybody in the Power Four. The only person in the quote unquote Power Five, if you want to include Washington State, that has more runs for first downs at the quarterback position than Jalen Milroe, it's that dude at Washington State that may or may not be one day an Oklahoma Sooner. So just limiting big plays in general is going to be huge for Oklahoma. Ryan Williams is averaging 19 yards per reception. He has 7 catches for over 20 yards, 5 touchdowns on receptions over 20 yards. The dude is a big play machine, and Oklahoma has been very susceptible to the big play. You mentioned Luther Burden's big play. Let's not forget about Theo Weiss's big catch and run for the 28 yards that sparked that last-minute drive against Oklahoma. Every week it seems like Oklahoma's been giving up big plays in the passing game. If they can limit the explosives, they'll have a chance. But that's a big, big thing, and I'm not sure if they can or not. Eli Bowen, this is a big opportunity for you against another true freshman to show that, hey, I'm on that planet. I'm on the same plane. We're playing the same game against Ryan Williams. But Jeremy Bernard, he's averaging 15 yards per reception. So he's a big play threat in his own right as well. I think defensively it's going to be one of their toughest tests, and maybe their toughest test of the season with the skill talent that Alabama's going to have available this week. Offensively, I mean, we've talked about it a number of times. Run the rock. Run it like crazy. When you feel like you've ran it enough, continue to run it. If you get bored of running the football, just keep running the football. Play like it's going to be a snow game. Play like you're back in the 1980s. I'm not asking for triple option. Let's not get weird like that. But run the ball.
Team may be fun.
Just run the ball and use your traditional offense, and then run some of the read option the zone read out of that with Jackson Arnold, with Michael Hawkins on occasion as well. Yeah. Mix up your run looks, but just get downhill and run the football.
Yeah, no, and you know, throwing you off, teasing with the wing tee. It's always fun to do that. Especially
tired of that.
I know, right? But on a serious note, go check out Gabe and Teddy over at the Oklahoma Breakdown. They do a really good job of breaking a lot of this down as well and kind of pointing out some of the things that Alabama kind of struggles with. And one of those things that they struggle with, that they mentioned that we have a tendency of doing well when we actually use it, is that outside zone. Like, their defensive line doesn't have a person on there that's really a bona fide first rounder that we're used to. We're used to Alabama always having an edge or a tackle that's just bona fide. They're going in the first 5 picks, guaranteed. They don't have anybody like that this year. That doesn't mean that their defensive line isn't good. It's just that they don't have that one dude that's the center point you look at and say, first round. So, or top 5. They're going to probably have a first rounder, but what they're probably going to do is focus on the same thing that Ole Miss did against us in the second half. They're going to that left side of the field. So Logan Howland, Heath Ozida, this is your time to shine. They're going to focus on you guys because that was the weakest link when we played Ole Miss in the second half. Because the first half, we gave Ole Miss hell. Second half, and it was that side. So the expectation is they're going to go that direction. And kind of Gabe kind of made mention of, do some outside zone the opposite direction, run away from that, and also keep the pocket moving for Jackson Arnold since he's going to be playing. And to be honest, play Michael Hawkins some too. Mix it up.
Yep.
Keep them confused. Keep them on their toes. If you can do that, and then also, if there's anything, if you think you see ghosts, throw the ball. Don't even wait for it. Chunk it across the middle. Hit the ground. It's okay. Let those bad boys go incomplete, because the one thing you cannot do is hold the ball and wait for yourself to get hit while your wide receivers are still running routes. That ruins all the chemistry and mojo out there. You've got to be able to just face those ghosts and throw the ball, even if ghosts are there. It don't matter. Keep pushing regardless. But I think that's the way to be successful.
Be decisive. You got to be decisive.
Yeah, you got to get rid of the ball too. Just be decisive.
Don't second guess. You think long, you think wrong, as my dad would say. So
exactly.
Just be decisive. Your first instinct is going to be your best instinct. Just roll with it. And listen, the moment you start second guessing yourself is the moment bad things are going to happen.
Agreed.
And I want to just see whatever quarterback is out there, whatever running back's out there, just see what you see and go for it. Let it all out. You've got nothing to lose in this one. You're a double-digit underdog at home. You've got nothing to lose.
Zero to lose.
So
just take advantage and have fun.
Let it all hang out. Let it fly. Let her rip and go have fun. So who's going to win this one? Jay and I are going to give our final predictions on this one. Plus, we'll talk about a few of the SEC games that are going to happen this week as well, coming up next here on Locked On Sooner.